Hey guys, Dividing by Zero here, and I hope you all are having an awesome day so far. Welcome to this week's 7-second summary. Before we get started, there's just a couple things I want to say first. First of all, thanks to everyone who came out to my Twitch stream last night. I think we peaked at like 28 or 29 viewers, which is way more than I've ever had, so that was awesome. We got to watch Dallas versus Philly live, give our live reactions, and then we were able to play Overwatch with a couple of you guys in chat, which was just so much fun, and keep your eyes out because I want to do it again soon. Secondly, we are very quickly approaching the 2,000 subscriber mark, so thank you for that. If you haven't been in any of my Twitch streams, I have promised a public Discord server for our little community when I hit 2K. So the sooner I hit that milestone, the sooner I release the Discord. I guess what I'm trying to say here is you should probably subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's just jump into it. I'm going to go through every team in the Overwatch League and tell you my thoughts on the performance the past week. The catch? I can't spend more than 7 seconds on each team. On the screen, I'll show the logo of the team I'm talking about, the results of their past matches, and my comment, as well as a score from 0 to 10. Please keep in mind that when scoring teams, I only take into account what happened in the last week, meaning if a team is usually really good but underperformed last week, the score will only reflect the underperformance. Once I've gone through all the teams, I'll go more in depth about the 2 highest and 2 lowest teams on the list. Alright, that's all the explanation. Let's do this. So, you don't need Krusty, right? Who knew that all they needed was for Effect to leave? Wait, you lost again? What? I'm so surprised. I guess I'm gonna have to retract my apology. God, I'm just like Monty. Birdring is free! You're not dead yet! I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and they've already won. The real tests start next week. So they clinched the #1 seed. What a surprise. Shadowburn is in! Wait, why is he playing Widow? How are they making dive work against Houston? Press F to pay respects for Seoul's hopes and dreams. Holy shit. They might actually go 0-40. Defeat. If someone told me that after week 2 of stage 4 that the Seoul Dynasty would be on the outside looking in of the season playoffs, I would have laughed so hard. But somehow that's where we are. Whenever I watch the Dynasty play, they just look like such a mess, scrambling to find answers to this meta, and they decided this week to put Jaehong on Widow? Okay. Let's be honest here, we've seen cracks in the Dynasty forming since stage 1, and now that they can't rely on winning games based on pure mechanical skill, their lack of strategic smarts just continues to get exposed. With the week against the Dragons and the Mayhem ahead, hopefully Seoul can get back on track. A loss to either team would practically doom their season. Victory! The Gladiators are just good. Like, it's hard for me to think of things to say about this team specifically because it just keeps circling around to them being really good. I guess the big storyline for the Gladiators at the beginning of Stage 4 has been Void, who came in and immediately made a difference with his off-tank play. I know Bishu played a huge role on the team as far as translating, but D.Va was the only hero that he could really play at a high level. Void, however, brings a ton of off-tank flexibility and it has shown in their play. The Gladiators also seem to have figured out their DPS lineup as who to play when on what. They're just doing really good, and if their season continues like this, there's no reason for them to not make the season playoffs and even do some damage while they're there. Defeat. Okay, look. After my Boston video earlier this week, it seems like some people watched it and assumed that I just hated the Uprising and wanted to dig into them, and I was so happy that I could yell at them. But I don't. I really don't. I am, however, extremely frustrated with their inability to adjust to a meta that it feels like they should be able to adjust to. Like, Mistakes was a solid Widow in Stage 3. Strikers showed a good Junkrat in Stage 3, and they have a Zarya specialist in Kalios. Somehow, though, the pieces just haven't fallen into place. I still think that Boston's struggles have largely hinged on mistakes. Before, teams would just spend all of their time and resources trying to counter Striker, leaving mistakes alone to just shoot away at them. And now that he's getting more attention, he's struggling to have the same success, and without those picks, everything's just kind of been falling apart. With a Shock and the Spitfire up next, things don't seem to be getting any easier either. Boston still has some breathing room before they fall out of the season playoffs, but if Seoul or Houston find a late resurgence, they might be in trouble.
Victory!
Wow. Okay. Is this the Fuel's first ever 2-0 week? I'm pretty sure it is, and it was against Boston and Philly. Now, okay, I talked about Boston already, and Philly's on a downswing, but they're not slouches. Like, these were both upset victories, and they weren't even close. They were complete rolls. So what's been happening? Well, first thing we have to talk about has to be Mickey. One of the biggest weaknesses on the roster, off-tank, has suddenly turned into one of their biggest strengths. Mickey, who was often criticized on being too aggressive as an off-tank, is literally born to play Baguette, an off-tank who can thrive on being super aggressive. Secondly, the resurgence of the Taimu Seagull DPS combo. Seagull, okay, has always been solid when he's played for this team, but Mr. Good Aim is really what has carried the Fuel through so many fights. And all of a sudden, the Fuel has two legitimate DPS threats, instead of it just being Effect and the guy they play next to Effect. In a way, it makes you wonder if Effect was the problem all along. Also, I do have to mention that Arrow is doing a great job as head coach so far. I have no complaints with any of his decisions. Man, sitting at 3-1 so far this stage? Guys, it may not be a fluke anymore. Dallas might actually be good. Ugh, I'm sorry. I'm not used to saying that. Ugh. Anyways, that's all from me, guys. Don't get tilted. Peace!